What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the 15 minutes a game. Javon here with Steve and Jules. We're talking some NFL today. Really hyped to be here with you. So, first question, let's kick it right off here. Atlanta made obviously a move in the draft. They stuck in there with their pick there and drafted Kyle Pitts. A lot of speculation going around right now. Should they trade Julio Jones? So, my question for you guys, yes or no, why or why not? Should the Falcons make a deal and send one of their all-time franchise leaders away from the ATL?
Steve.
It's a tough call. 32 years old. The next two seasons, $42 million cap hit. But let me read you these stats. 848 receptions, just under 13,000 receiving yards, and 16 touchdowns in his 10 NFL seasons so far. His receiving yards per game are 95 and a half, so almost 100 a game. And his biggest thing is his age, I guess, and his injury track record. He missed a ton of games last year due to a hamstring. I guess I don't have a definite answer for you. I know maybe you want one, but it depends on what they would get in return. I think some teams that even after the draft have some cap space are the Colts and the Patriots. That would make a lot of sense. Also the 49ers, but I think because of what they gave away in the Trey Lance deal, in the deal to get that pick, they might not have enough capital in return. I'm not sure what you can get for a 32-year-old receiver with that big of a cap hit, but when he plays, he balls out, Exactly. I think how about this? If the Colts and Pats came to Atlanta and were offering like a first and a fifth in next year's draft, then I say go for it. But if you can't get something like that, then I say no, because what's the worst that happens the next two seasons? Let's say he plays 12 games a season. You've got him with Ridley and now Kyle Pitts, and Matt Ryan can still sling it. So it kind of just all depends. That's where I stand.
I hear it. That's what makes this so interesting.
Exactly. If I was Atlanta, I would keep Julio. I like Steve said, I know he's played 5 games last season. He's played less than 10 games 2 seasons out of his 10-year career, but we know what Julio Jones can do, and we've seen the attention that he draws on that field. So adding Kyle Pitts, I feel it's good for the Falcons because it gives Matt Ryan another weapon, but also they have Calvin Ridley, a young guy who they just signed to an extension. Todd Gurley, who's getting healthy and doing his thing when he's healthy. So if I was Atlanta, I would keep that man and make a run for the Super Bowl. I know you're still in the division with the Buccaneers, but adding Kyle Pitts and hearing the hype around him seems like he will give that boost to that offense. And Atlanta has a new head coach to lead them to the promised land.
Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with both of you guys. I wouldn't trade him just because I don't, like Steve said, I don't know what you get in return. And then, like what you said, Julian, he's a leader. And I think Atlanta offensively can hang with any team in the league when you have this supporting cast. To me, it all comes down to Matt Ryan, and looks like they're sticking with him at least for the next 2 to 3 years. So if you have him as your quarterback and you're not really developing or looking to draft someone in the immediate future, I think it makes a lot of sense to keep Julio around. And obviously, he's a legend there, and he's a leader. He's mentoring these young guys. So I think all that kind of adds to his value on that team as well. I know it doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but I think that does add to his value on that team.
Exactly. And it's going to be hard to double, triple team him now with all the weapons that Matt Ryan has. If he's
for sure.
Correctly.
You can't scheme against him anymore.
So quick, just to add on to that question, do you only deal him if you're Atlanta, if you're getting some sort of first round pick in return?
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Man, if it was a second rounder, I'd probably have to listen.
have to think about it. From like a bad team, maybe
Yeah.
like a Jets team that might finish like, 6-11 or something.
Yeah, and I think that would make sense for a team like that too. Give young Zach Wilson a guy to throw the ball to.
Yeah, and
That
they
would be
they
interesting.
still have cap. They have a lot of cap space too. So I just want to throw that out there.
I'm sure everybody wanted us to hear us talk about Aaron Rodgers. It's obviously dominating the headlines. We're gonna shift away from that and give you something a little different here on the 15 minutes a game.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
They say the same stuff every single day. My buddy Shamar texted me about it the other day, real fast. It's just like, how many times can you say the same thing over and over again?
There's only there's only so many teams he could go to.
I know.
But my question for you now, the schedule's not out yet, so I'm sure we'll do a show when the schedules get released. But we'll do a sneak preview here since we know kind of who the teams are playing. And I picked this out from NFL.com, so shout out to them for this article. But they listed the top 5 games that we're kind of looking forward to next year. Maybe it was top 10, but of these 3, if you had to sit down and you had to watch one of these 3, if you could choose, which game would you rather see next year? Packers at Chiefs, Bucks at Pats. So Buccaneers, Tom Brady first game back in New England, or rematch of the AFC Championship, Josh Allen and the Bills at Kansas City.
I'm going with the AFC Championship. Mahomes and Josh Allen. Have that duel again. It'll be an exciting game. That stadium will be rocking. So I'll love to see that game.
Sticking in the AFC, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I picked Josh Allen versus Mahomes, especially if I got to actually be at the game. I definitely don't want to see Jordan Love get his ass beat by the Kansas City Chiefs. And Brady versus his old squad is kind of intriguing, but I'm looking for a good game, and I think that's also kind of a blowout. I could see. I don't know when I know the schedule comes out Wednesday, so I don't know when it is on the calendar. But yeah, give me the best matchup possible, and that's who doesn't want to see 2 great young quarterbacks. So, what about you, Javon?
I want to see Tom Brady going back to Foxborough because I want to see how him and Bill Belichick meet at the center of the field. Or this game's got to be on Sunday Night Football, right? With all the cameras there before the game.
Monday.
Or maybe it's on Monday night. Yeah, that'd be for
definitely
sure.
not Thursday Night Football.
Ratings gold. But yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see the apprentice return home to take on the master. Maybe Belichick has some tricks on how to slow him down, man. You never know.
And Gronk's gonna be there too. So
yeah.
Popping.
Gronk spike, man. You got to bet that prop. He's gonna score a touchdown.
No, I guess I'm not going to backtrack on my answer, but a lot of people forget so many defensive players sat out for the Pats that they opted out. So I don't know. They might not be as bad as they were last year.
That's very true.
They went and spent a lot of money in free agency too.
So yeah, that would be number 2 on my list for sure.
True.
Solid. How are we doing on time here?
6 minutes, just under.
Okay. Well, I guess we do have a trivia game here for the end, but since we have a little bit of time to fill up, maybe we will dip into the Aaron Rodgers stuff here for a second. You guys have a team that you think would fit where he goes? I know we kind of talked about it before, but now that maybe there's more information out there, I was thinking what could make sense is the Giants, just because of what they did with getting Kenny Golladay, and we don't know if Daniel Jones is the answer. So maybe he goes to the NFC East. What do you guys think about that?
That's very interesting.
Yeah, that's funny. The other team I was thinking is in the NFC East, but I was thinking Ron Rivera and the Washington football team. If they're going to go to an NFC squad, that team has such a great defense. They got Scary Terry McLaurin, some good running backs. I'm not, it's a similar situation to Denver. They've got talent and a good defense. They're a quarterback away from being legit, top 10 team contender.
That's true. That's very true. They lost in the wild card game or in the first round to Tampa, to the defending champions.
Yeah.
Not much.
Very
It was like 19-11, some weird score.
Yeah, exactly. Just to give the viewers something different, I would say Denver. Just have Aaron Rodgers follow the Peyton Manning route, join John Elway already. A good defense in Denver, and like you guys were saying, they got some young weapons over there. So I like to see Aaron go to the AFC, and of course you got a great division of quarterbacks with Herbert. Mahomes, and I'm going blank, guys.
Derek Carr,
Derek Carr, Vegas. Yeah, so that would be interesting.
All right. Well, we'll see how the situation unfolds, and maybe they move him, maybe they don't. So, this game is going to be interesting for you guys. So I'm going to pick a player on both of your teams, and I'm going to list some characteristics about him, whether it's where he went to school, where he was picked, maybe some stats. Let's see if you can guess who this player is. Who wants to go first?
I can go. Is it current player or any?
I went. So this is from like when we were, Julian and I maybe were 10 years ago. So like in our teens, early teens,
got
mid-teens.
Like 3 minutes left. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. So just for our listeners, if you don't know, I mean, if you've watched the show or listened, Steve is a diehard Bears fan, and Jules always repping the West Coast LA. So he's with the Rams house. So let's go, Steve. I was a graduate of the University of Miami.
That's all I get?
No. You'll keep getting more, but maybe you can make a guess.
Oh, gotcha. Devin Hester.
Oh my God. Wow. Damn.
Damn.
First shot, he scores.
I like the game.
Just snipe that.
All right. Well, maybe okay. That was a little too easy then.
I lost my voice.
If anybody doesn't know, he was one of the greatest return specialists in NFL history, and the first person ever to return the opening kick of a Super Bowl for a touchdown.
Yeah, I lost my voice when that happened. I watched that Super Bowl myself. I didn't want to be around him.
Superstitious Steve.
What you got for Julian with 140 left?
All right. I have over 11,000 rushing yards.
Ooh. Marshall Faulk?
Okay. I was a 3-time Pro Bowler.
Todd Gurley. No.
Nope. He went to Oregon State. Remember, this is like 10 years ago. So it was actually the St. Louis Rams at this time, but.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, that's interesting.
60 seconds left.
Steve, do you have an idea?
I'm thinking, man. Oregon State, over 11,000 yards, 3 Pro Bowls.
First round pick.
Oh, Steven Jackson?
Bingo.
Ooh,
there
that
it
is good.
Shout out to Steven Jackson. Also played for the Falcons and briefly for the Patriots. Mm-hmm. But he is our trivia guest on this show today.
Shout out Steven Jack.
Also had 461 receptions, so he could catch the ball too.
Yes, sir. Workhorse.
All right. Well, we're coming down to the time here, so thanks for listening. Check us out on all socials, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and then please be sure to subscribe to our podcast on YouTube and Apple Podcasts as well. 15 minutes a game. Signing out.